See, my grandmother had a Studebaker, and it was a 1950-something Studebaker. It was like the car that the Muppets had in their one of the first movies. And we were riding in the Studebaker. Ricky was in the front, I was in the back, and we were stopped at a light, and somebody hit us from behind. Not really hard, but did a little damage. And so my grandmother got out, talked to the lady, and said, we'll pull up out of traffic and we'll exchange information. And so we take off, and here goes this lady just rushing past us really fast. So my grandmother, she steps on the gas, comes up alongside the lady, takes her badge out, and shows the lady her badge. Says, like, pull over, and the lady yells some obscenity and goes even faster. And so about that time, my brother and I are getting really excited. We called her Mimom. I said, go, Mimom, get her, Mimom. And so she, like, floors that Studebaker, pulls up alongside the lady, rolls her window down, reaches into her, Mimom reached into her purse, took out her snub-nosed 38, pointed it at the lady and told her to pull over, and the lady, like, oh, pulled right over then, Now, in those days, people complain about police brutality, but it's actually better now. They're more well-behaved. In those days, if the police would have come and said something, or someone would complain my grandmother was pointing guns at people in traffic, they probably would say, well, you should have shot her, Mrs. Bailey. I would have shot her. That's the way they thought back in those days, So it was a couple of months later that my grandmother, she said, boys, get your BB gun. We got something to do. I'm saying, wow, Grandma's taking us like on a police mission or something, So I had, like, my brother and I, here we are in the back of the Studebaker, back seat. We have our Daisy BB guns on our laps, all oiled and ready to go, And Grandmother didn't say anything where we're going, but as we were on the road, she briefed us what our mission was. And she said that the lady who had hit her car never paid for the damages, and she found out where the lady lived from the police department and all that. So she says, we're going to go by her house, and when I tell you shoot, I want you boys to shoot her windows out, So here we are driving by in a Studebaker. My brother and I are hanging out the window, like shooting at this lady's windows, That was like, in Texas, we loved justice, especially when it came to inflicting justice on other people,